So it's been quite a few months for you now. You've had releases, incredibly busy festival season. How is everything going, sort of as a whole? And you're obviously very busy. How are you
So,
feeling about everything?
so well, man. Yeah, like you said, we have had a busy year. We had the UK tour, March, April time, wasn't it?
It's blown
I know
past.
that feels like ages ago,
Yeah.
doesn't it? But yeah, we had the UK tour March and April, which was completely sold out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Every venue. So that was class. Did we have a break after that? And then
Not much, wasn't it?
we
Because
had
we
the
didn't
album
actually have.
release.
Oh yeah, we didn't have any festivals really booked at all, and then all of a sudden they all just came in out of nowhere, didn't they?
Yeah.
We got offered Download, we got offered Slam Dunk Italy, and everything just kind of snowballed.
Yeah,
and we haven't had a weekend for 3 months.
No, yeah, every weekend it feels like we've been away, either at a festival or something. Whether that's UK or Europe. We've done a lot in Europe this summer, haven't we?
Yeah.
Sweden, Czech Republic,
Italy.
Yeah. What else have we done? Others. We've definitely.
Yeah, we definitely have. It's a bit of a blur, really. We just haven't stopped.
Excellent. I mean, what have been the highlights then?
We played a festival in Czech Republic called Rock for People, and Papa Roach played the same night as us, and we ended up chatting with them backstage, and Jacoby came on and did Last Resort with us. So that was insane.
And we didn't even know that he was going to do it. So he heard that we do a cover of Last Resort. He was like, "You guys going to do it?" And we were like, "Well, if you're okay with that, because we don't like really doing it if the headline artist is playing." So he said, "Play it." So we just put it in the set, and we thought, "Is he going to come on stage? Is he going to watch?" So we got our text to just leave a spare mic there just in case. And we started playing, and he just run.
We started playing. He just ran on like, "Oh my god, this is bonkers!"
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Crowd reaction must have been great for that.
oh, the crowd lifted down there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, you talk about a busy festival season, and also the speed at which you release music is incredible. You're almost relentless with your releases. How do you keep the momentum going?
Well, this is just what we do now. I mean, none of us have got any other jobs, so this is our job, you know. So we treat it as a job. We work every day. We have weekends off, unless we're away, which we have been every weekend for the last 3 months.
And we've got the studio. The studio's literally there behind us in the garden. We've got all the tools at our disposal, really, haven't we? And that's the beauty. We don't have to rely on anyone else.
Yeah, we do everything ourselves. So we're not on anyone else's sort of time restraints or anything. So we can just crack on and just keep churning it out.
Perfect. And when you set your eyes on a particular track to do, what's the process from there for reimagining it?
Look, the way it tends to go is you tend to map it out with some MIDI drums, don't you?
Yeah.
Cobb tends to get a structure in place with just some MIDI drums over the top of the original track. And then we all take it, and I'll work on some vocals, Stead will work on some guitars, Benj will work on some bass, and then we come together and put it together, and 9 times out of 10 it works, doesn't it?
Yeah. It just allows everyone to kind of put their best ideas on it, and then we all get together and put it as a whole then.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so when you're doing that, do you face any particular challenges, and how do you overcome those?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we definitely have things where when you give it to 4 people, and everyone's going to have a different idea. So there may be a specific part of the song where I think it's going to go this way, you think it's going to go that way, Stead thinks it's going to go that way.
Yeah.
And then like Stead will do something, we're like, try it this way, try it that way, and then we're a bit of a democracy then on which way we go.
Yeah. We'll always end up just putting it down to a vote. Who prefers what? Stick with it. But we're really critical of ourselves, aren't we? There's so many songs that just get left because we're not too happy with them. Maybe one day we'll release them, but as it stands right now, we'd rather just put them to one side. But we're super critical. We never want to just put out anything for the sake of putting it out.
For us, like there's no filler. It's always everything's got to be an absolute banger.
Yeah.
Like if anyone's having doubts, we work on it, and we'll work on it, and we'll work on it, and we'll try and fix those doubts. And if we don't, it tends not to go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Is there one in particular where you thought that really should work, but for some reason it's just not happening?
There's a standing joke. Yeah. There's a standing joke. We did try doing Over My Shoulder by Mike and the Mechanics. What, a couple of years ago now? Yeah. It was ages ago. And we all love the song. It's an absolute tune. And as soon as you try and do anything with it, it's awful.
Because it's not a normal song structure. It's just verse, 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 verse.
It's just the same
Start
thing
again,
repeated.
verse.
Yeah.
And yeah, it doesn't work. And also, Seasons of Love from Rent was going to be on the musicals album that's just gone. I was kind of vibing it at the start, but then it doesn't work.
Cobb and Benj, they were really vibing it. They really liked it, and they liked the idea of it, especially because it had been used on the US Office and stuff as well. So it was a good kind of segue into people listening to it. But Stead was at home working on some guitars. I was at home working on some vocals with it. And me and Stead were having secret conversations going, oh my God, this is awful. What's going on? This is terrible. We hate this. Can't stand it. But the boys really like it. We got to keep trying. And then we got to a point where we was like, oh, boys, we ain't doing this track.
But we give it a good try, didn't we? That's the thing. Yeah. We'll really will push on with every song.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's 99% there and we all just take a stop and go,
is this working?
No.
I mean, we get back to sort of the touring thing now as well, because you are showing absolutely no signs of slowing down in terms of touring. You've got Australia coming up, EU dates, UK dates, massive UK tour. How are you staying sane on the road?
Oh, we love it.
The road's the funnest part, isn't it?
Yeah, like the road's kind of the payoff for us, isn't it? Like we work really, really hard, like in the studio, or not even in the studio, but we're at home and like you're doing socials and marketing and stuff. Like everyone works really, really hard.
Yeah.
So like to go out on the road, it's kind of the reward.
Yeah.
Like we get to go out, we spend a couple of weeks with the boys having a laugh, we have a drink and we play some shows, and it's great. And the buzz from the shows, especially now, even the shows are getting huge now, like the next tour, like massive venues, right? So like playing huge shows is class. But then again, we played Brickyard in Carlisle last weekend, which is like 300 capacity venue. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like so much fun.
Because first and foremost, we are just four best mates, so we just have such a laugh. Like the shows are amazing, but just the fact that we get to go and just be on the road with a bunch of mates.
That's our job.
That's our job.
Yeah.
And we're getting paid for it. And it's not like when we finish that tour, we're all going back to work in a call center or something like that. Just we're so humble with this stuff, and we can't get over how well this has worked, and the fact that we get to do this for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds perfect.
We're laughing constantly all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you talk about performing in venues, and you've obviously performed festivals over the summer, do you approach them in a different way, a different mindset?
No, we always try and up the production level, don't we?
Production, we change every tour.
Show-wise, it doesn't matter whether it's 10 people or 20,000, we try and push as much as we can.
The only thing that we will ever adjust in terms of the set is sometimes there's certain songs that will work at our live shows, like on tour, that don't translate quite so well to the festival circuit. So, there's certain songs that we tend not to play at festivals that we would play at our own shows.
And we always said from the start as well, didn't we, with this, that we could say play Bloodstock and we could do Power Rangers, or we could play Reading and we could do Arthur, or we could play Belladrum and we could do 500 Miles. We love the idea that depending on where we are, whether it's a festival or live, or where we are in the world, we can tailor the set to that audience.
Yeah.
So obviously with Australia coming up, we're going to do Down Under and You're the Voice and all these other ones. And like, we love that. We just want to have this huge jukebox of music where we can just pick and choose each night.
Yeah, like we'll always have the staples in the set.
Yeah.
There's certain songs that will always be in the set, as it is with every band. But yeah, we can chop and change the rest then to suit the audience.
Yeah, we just got to remember them all. That's the problem.
That's the issue.
Because we got like 120 songs in our catalog already.
Yeah, there's a lot to pull from. I mean, you mentioned sort of tailoring it to the audience. What can the UK fans expect from your upcoming tour?
We got some good stuff lined up. A lot of production value is going to be going into this tour. Like we always try and step up the production of the tours and the shows that we do. Like the first tour we did, which was like the smaller venues, it was quite basic, but still put on a little bit of a show.
Even then, we had the kabuki drops and everything. Yeah.
And then last tour then, which is the beginning of the year, we upgraded it and we had like the smoke geysers and stuff. Yeah. And we had kabuki drops and stuff.
Lasers and Rock City.
And then this tour then, don't want to give too much away now. I mean,
it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be class. Like we're going all out on production because we're playing bigger venues, so we've got bigger stages to play with.
And it's a huge thing for us as well, isn't it? like we're not fans of a band just going out and kind of just making it as basic as possible and holding on to as much money. For us, like it's not about just making as much money as possible. It's let's put on a show.
Mm-hmm.
So this show could be in an arena or something. We've always said that we want to kind of do an arena level production in a club.
Yeah.
So each time we're trying to get bigger and bigger, whether it's videos or smoke or just any kind of visuals, crazy thing we can do to make people walk away from that going, wow, that was amazing.
Like musically, without blowing our own trumpets, we're tight, we're good. We always play well, like, and we're good with the crowd. We love the band and we have a great laugh with the crowd. But we want people to go away not only saying that was amazing, it was really funny, I had a wicked time, but to be like, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see like that? To have that visual to be immersed in that visual as well is important.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably sick to death of talking about what happened just a few weeks ago with Power Rangers, but other than that, which sort of visual aspect really stands out for you from something you've done at your gigs?
It's got to be the Power Rangers at downloads. Yeah,
I still can't believe it worked. That was such a off the cuff idea.
We were chucking ideas. I think we were in a van.
We were
away somewhere, weren't we? Yeah. We chucked the ideas around, and then you found that Power Rangers cosplay team, didn't you?
Well, we said, didn't we? It's like, oh, imagine we could have this thing, or what about the Power Rangers? We were like, we did. Don't one of them follow us or something?
No. You found the cosplay team. You're like, oh, you found one, and then you realised that they followed us.
That was it. Yeah.
So we were like, oh, all right, wicked. So you messaged them, didn't you?
Yeah. And just like, oh my god, yes.
They were buzzing. Yeah. So we came up with the whole kind of. They walk on with cloaks, so nobody in the crowd knew that it was Power Rangers, and they walked on with hooded cloaks on to the front of the stage. And then as we started playing, they threw the cloaks off to reveal that they were the Power Rangers. Now, obviously, we played the Power Rangers theme tune.
And like, it still could have been done a lot better.
Yeah,
because it was just so last minute thrown together. I was hiding behind the cabs, pushing them because the two of them walked behind the cabs instead of the front, and I'm like, "Go, get over there!" Pushing them. It was absolute chaos. The music started too early. But when they threw those cloaks off, we just heard like 12, 13,000 people just roar because they saw that was the Power Rangers. And I can still hear that.
Our backdrop was a giant Power Rangers logo as well.
And I just dropped to reveal that. Yeah. We love it. We get as much of a buzz as the crowd do.
Yeah, we love it. Like, we probably love it.
I mean, speaking of the crowds, I mean, what sort of crowd would you say you can expect? I feel it's really varied. You're pulling people in from all over the place here, I've got to say.
Like, I hand on heart, I genuinely believe that we are one of the only bands that can pull a crowd from the age of about 4 to about 64.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of times you look out and you've got families there, you've got people our age with their kids on their shoulders, and then you've got people like our parents' age who are like 60, 70 years old, and you've got teenagers and you've got young adults. It's like, it's so mad. Like,
and aside from the ages as well, the one thing I always love is people come up to us and they're like, this is the first time I've ever been to a gig. And like, you're probably like us, it'd be like, what? How have you never, like, don't you listen to music? And people are like, no, not really. I don't really listen to music. But now, they're into computer games and stuff. And we've like bridged this connection so that they go into gigs because of us, which is amazing. Like,
and the other thing we get a lot of as well is people thanking us for the kind of bridging this gap between them and their kids.
Yeah.
So, like with the Disney stuff, for example, they got 3 and 4 year olds who want to listen to the Moana soundtrack and the Frozen soundtrack. The parents are sick to death of it in the car and they don't want to hear it anymore. The parents want to listen to stuff that we would listen to because they're the same age as us. And then all of a sudden you've got this thing that's punk and Disney. The parents love it, the kids love it, and all of a sudden
they're like bonding over it as well, isn't it? They're coming up to us in VIP and stuff and just saying, thank you, you've helped me bond with my kid on a musical level, which I've never had before. And it's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
It really means the world.
Like, we proper love that stuff. Yeah, it's so nice to see and hear.
Yeah, I've been there. It was Let It Go for My Little One.
There you go.
I couldn't hear that song anymore, and then I heard yours. A bit more now.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're on stage looking out at the audience, what's going through your mind?
Just like excited kids, and we
like
we love it. We love walking on stage and the crowd erupting as we walk on, and like we talk to the crowd though, like as if we're just in a room with our mates.
Yeah.
like we're not this kind of standoffish band. Like, we love it, and we love that the fact that all these people are there to see us. So we just have conversations with people, and you know,
take their phones and film them and stuff. And,
like in the middle of songs, we'll jump down and we'll grab their phones and we'll film with them and stuff. And just we love that. And we
want it to be a nice, fun atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then
we love that we're the everyday person's band, not this kind of band that people think they can't speak to or whatever. Like.
Right. So, I mean, looking forwards after the tour, what do you have in mind then?
we're looking at America now. We did have an American tour booked for last year, but there was issues with visas, and we were kind of worried that people were going to be buying tickets, and then we would potentially have to cancel at the last minute. Yeah. So we decided a bit early on to cancel, and everyone's been desperate ever since for us to come back. So that's kind of top of our list, but obviously it's really expensive and it's a bit of a pain. But we're just going to keep playing shows, keep releasing, keep doing what we do.
We're going to keep putting songs out. We're going to, we've already got offers, festivals coming in now, ready for next summer.
Yeah.
We got a couple of ideas in terms of tours, maybe not your conventional kind of UK tour as such, but little pockets of touring here and there that we're looking at.
We want to get into places we've never been before. I mean,
that's
so obviously this is our third tour now. Every one of them sold out. We want to look at these places like maybe outside of Glasgow and outside of Cardiff and things. And
like you know what it's like with tours. It's always the major cities or the biggest cities around the UK, and we do get it a lot on the socials where people are commenting saying, "Why don't you come here and there and all these kind of little random places?" So we are going to address that this year, I think.
Brilliant. And in terms of new releases, do you have your eyes set on any particular genre, music type?
We're going to hang fire on the album for a bit and wait for an album, because obviously we like a themed album, but there's a hell of a lot of work that goes into it. It's obviously very time consuming. Saying that, we're gonna be looking at releasing a track a week every Friday, starting in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. We're starting next week, actually. Yeah,
starting next week. Yeah.
Because we love a challenge.
Yeah. So what we want to do is every week, if we can record a track and have it out then the following Friday, always be in lieu of a track. So whether that be something viral, something from a film, a pop song that's at number one at the time or whatever. Yeah. It's not going to be themed at all. They'll be quite random as they're coming out. But yeah, that's the aim at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Track a week.
Brilliant. Are there any tracks that if you were, I want to say off limits, I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but tracks that you'd love to do, but you just think, not risking it?
There's certain fan bases of bands that are like staunch loyal to the bands, and they're like Pink Floyd fans and Queen fans and stuff like that. I think people might be a little bit put out if we do them. Not to say that we won't, because why wouldn't we?
Yeah, probably do it just to wind you up. Like we've seen with the alternative stuff, especially, that it kind of doesn't go down as well, really, because it's already alternative.
Yeah.
Whereas what we do is we take something that's guilty pleasure, Disney, TV or something, and make it alternative.
It's a new spin, isn't it?
Yeah. Whereas if you're taking something that's already alternative, even though it did work well for us doing the Seen This album, it's almost kind of a little bit like, should you not really do that?
Because it's already alternative, people would probably just listen to the original.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not going to kind of fight somebody listening to like Bowling for Soup or Blink or something. Like, I'd love to do Metallica, but Stead's always like, no, I can't do that. And like, I'd love to do Kiss and things like that.
I did say we will at some point.
Of course we will.
We're bound to.
That's the thing. We say these things, but then as soon as we had some time, we would.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time.
No worries.
Look with the tour. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Looking forward to it.
And look forward to listening to a new track each week.
Sweet.
Yeah. Keep an eye. So we see you at Manchester, wasn't it?
Yes, Manchester. Yeah.
Amazing. Bang.
Nice.
Cool.
We'll see you then.
Thanks very much.
Good to chat.
Thank you,
Cheers, Mark.